Hello, everybody. Are we working? No, we're not live yet. Yes, we are live. Wow, it's working.
This technology is a miracle. There's
Wow.
people out there on the internet. Hello, people on the internet.
Let's see if this is working. We've got the live chat.
Somebody post a comment.
There we go.
Oh,
no,
there.
They're posting.
Michael Gardner. Hey, how you doing, Michael Gardner? Oh, we got a gay and a hey and a thumbs up, and I'm here for the gangbang. You guys are classy.
Wow.
Ben Cork, hello. You're logging in. I like to see it. Hey guys, evening guys, hello. We got people from England. Giddy Gamer from England.
All over.
SOP
Fantastic.
Racing. People on the internet are talking. This is amazing. Somebody's
wow.
got diabetes. Sorry to hear about that, James. Cut down on the soda. That's PT's life advice for you. Although I guess I said it. Oh, Hada for life. Oh my God, is that? I know who that is. We played poker together. I forgot.
You're slowing down.
Oh,
you're
sorry,
just,
I've been sucked into the live chat.
Yes,
Okay,
let's get
do
started on this
live
chat here. Okay. First things first. Thank you for watching, of course.
Yes.
We're going to start off with the scrap car lotto video, which we thought was going to be a huge hit, but it turned out to be
a huge dud.
A huge dud.
Who knows? I think it was the January blues, maybe.
I think it was the YouTube algorithm, actually.
The algorithm doesn't like
I think
giveaways.
the algorithm got us because there was a ton of posting going on that was like only 3 digits. Most of the posts were just numbers.
Yeah, maybe if that was
so
bots.
YouTube was like, oh, this is a spam thing or something like that. So we didn't actually get a whole ton of views on it. Did we make 10K?
We made 10K, just barely.
We just barely got through 10K. However, we did not get the 2,000 thumbs up
that we said we had to have to give our money away.
Which seemed like an easy
maybe
thing.
We owe YouTube thanks for burying this video so hard, and we get to keep the money.
Well,
maybe not.
I was anxious. I was happy to give this money away because I thought this would have been great.
Yes.
And the actual thing is, well, here is what the amount was. The winning amount, let's see if I can show you that there, was $252.49.
Well, they rounded it to 50 cents, actually.
Oh, they did?
Yes, they did. So that's the official amount.
Well, it shows the $252.50 is what they paid out, but 49 was the anyways.
Yes.
$252.50, we'll say, was the winning amount. And we had 4 people.
We did have 4 people choose 252, but including I'll put some names up here. We can see P Trek. Oh, are you gonna be? You guys aren't gonna be able to see that very well, are you?
Yeah,
well, maybe
get it in close.
P Trek.
There you go. Get it in closer. There you go.
There's a 252 winner. I got some other screen caps here, but the good one, the best one, somebody actually thought to use a decimal point, which very few people did. Unless they were joking around.
Or maybe they called Kenny Upul.
Maybe. But this guy, Jordan Hanash, posted 252.52. He came within 2 cents or 3 cents, I suppose, of the exact number. So he was the winner. Although we had a ton of people guess like 250. But
yeah,
we had 4 people bet 252, and this one guy, Jordan, 252.52. So had we got 2,000 thumbs up, he would have been our winner.
Yeah.
He would have got $252.52.
Well, what we're still going to do is, Jordan, if you're watching this, by all means, send us an email, Peter@Speed Academy.
And
I'll
reply to him.
Speed.Academy, yeah. And we're going to send you a shirt because that is an excellent guess.
Maybe one of these new hoodies? What do you think?
Yeah, we'll do that.
These new gray hoodies are pretty sweet.
Which are going to be in the store pretty soon. I just haven't delivered the badge to my brother who runs the store.
Indeed.
So they are printed and they are made, but they're not available on the site yet.
Hurry up.
Logistical problems, you know?
Hurry up, Peter. All right, so
let's just go through some other quick things.
Sure.
Housekeeping before we can get to the mega chat that's going on here.
There's a good chat going on over there.
So,
I love it.
Let's do the Toyo Tires Canada winter ski
and snowboard package.
Yeah, giveaway. So we actually did the whole randomizer thing already just to make sure we're expediting this process. Yep. And Steve Dimofsky, if I'm saying that correct, you are the snowboard winner. Congrats, buddy.
Ding, ding, ding.
Fantastic.
He's in Oshawa, Ontario, I think we saw.
I think so, yeah.
So, by the way, these are only available to Canadians, so sorry, everyone else. But usually our giveaways are global. This one in particular through Toyo Canada, they wanted to do for Canadians.
And they will be shipping the stuff out themselves,
Okay.
which is pretty awesome. So the other snowboard, I got it backwards. The skis winner is Eric Prevost.
Prevost, yeah.
I think so,
Prevost. Sure, let's go with Prevost.
Congrats, Eric.
He's in La Belle Provence.
That's right. You're in Quebec, so hopefully you can put those skis to good use.
Pico skiing in Quebec sometimes.
I do,
Maybe you should give Eric a call. Go skiing with him.
Maybe.
Just putting you on
good
the
old
spot
Charlevoix, no.
Exactly.
And the other giveaway we had was for the M2 machines. These little die-cast toys. Really cool stuff. And that was Jordan Turnbull. Congrats, Jordan.
Yes.
You win those bad boys.
We will track you down on the internet.
We will.
We're experts at using the internet, Peter.
Exactly.
Look at us go live streaming like
Heck
young
yeah.
men.
These are super cool, by the way.
They are nice.
Check that out again. These are super neat.
My son would have liked these. So,
well,
internet, you stole toys from a 6-year-old boy.
Look at this, and the hood even open.
Someone here is thanking Dano for hooking him up on hard parts.
Oh.
Dano's our buddy who runs speedacademy.shop, where we sell you go fast parts if you're crazy enough to spend your money with us.
That's right.
What else? Well, let's just scroll through here. Oh,
would you like free M3 headers?
Yes, we would, Tom.
Tom, are they Euro headers?
Yeah, we've been told the Euro headers are good. So, Tom, if you have Euro headers kicking around, sure, we'll take those.
Oh, how is the Miata coming? Well, the Miata is actually sitting in the corner right here. See right there. So it's still there, and work will begin on that soon.
Soon, yeah.
Probably a month or so ish. We want to make sure our plan for a lot of the new project cars is to be rolling them out one after, like in consecutive order, not kind of like starting an episode and then 2 weeks later getting back to it. So that's kind of our whole plan with that. Should you guys take viewers' cars out on the track and test them? See, of course we would. We already do that.
We do that, yeah. Check out, like, this summer we tested Ray's V8 swapped NB Miata.
Yeah.
We tested a Camaro with an automatic gearbox. We tested a bunch of cars.
Yeah, that's
Andy's KT4 swap.
C6R.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Dove's Corvette too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you've got cool cars that you want us to track test, by all means, shoot us an email, either pete@speed.academy or dave@speed.academy. And if we like the idea, then yeah, we'll do it.
For sure.
Obviously, we're looking for cool and interesting cars. We don't necessarily want to, test your mom's minivan. But if you got something that you think is a good track test, then let's do it. And we got Bumpers and Blunders Garage saying, hey, we're inspiring your Drift 350 Z build. That's flattering considering we barely drifted our own. Thank you for what you do. If you're coming stateside, please let us know. I'd love to drift with you guys. Where are you located, Bumpers and Blunders Garage? We are talking about coming south with the drift cars, maybe.
Yeah.
We were hoping to have these things done in time to maybe tow them down to, I don't know.
It's a YouTube schedule. When you got to shoot video, it literally takes double the time.
Yes.
And that's the struggle. I find, at least.
And the fact that Pete bought the highest mileage M3 in the world, and it's required
a
month of back-breaking labor. It's been a grind here, PT. Come on.
It has. And it's been cold. So
I bought the right car because my car was ready to go.
Yeah,
Pete buys a high mileage car that needs a rebuild.
We could have just sent it, and who knows? The car could have worked out, or it could have spun a rod bearing. Who knows?
From what we saw from those bearings, they were pretty.
So maybe we did do the right thing.
We did the right thing. It just required a lot of time and effort.
Exactly.
So, blame this guy.
Exactly. Please bring back S2000 content.
We get that a lot.
We get that
a lot, and I'm still a little heartbroken about it. But the car is for sale.
Yeah,
in fact, it was sold briefly to a friend of ours who then had a family emergency come up, and he had to back out on that. So we'll probably start to promote selling it springtime. It's not really a car you're selling the dead of winter.
If one of you guys is interested, by all means.
And here's the thing. Here's why we're selling it. Because we've kind of built it to the level that we wanted to build it to, and we just have to move on to other projects around here.
Perfect, exactly. It's a perfect track car right now.
Which is why I don't want to get rid of it. But it just, we have other stuff that we need to build, and we'll probably build another one soon. We had an awesome idea.
We did.
That Evasive Motorsport stole from us.
Yes.
They stole it. They announced it on Instagram recently that they're going to build a S2000 Type R. So they're going to swap a K20C Type R motor into an S2000. and do a very like Type R-esque
Paint it championship
white
white,
with
do
red
all the cool
interior.
stuff.
They're gonna
Yeah,
build some cool like Type R style aero for it. So
and I came up with that idea like 6 months ago, told it to Dave, but you know what? We're just so slow. We have so many other projects going on. We're so backlogged that we just couldn't go. But so
we could challenge them to a build, and the problem is Evasive builds such incredible cars.
Exactly, and it's going to be the same thing we wanted to do.
Yeah.
Maybe if we were putting a different motor in it, but they're doing like exactly what we wanted to do. So good.
Those guys build amazing cars, so we'll never build a better thing that they're going to build. So.
RWB Porsche in the works. No chance. Not the turbo. Come on. You see the prices on those?
Yeah, that's big bucks for sure.
I can't even enjoy it without worrying about the damn car.
You already don't
it's worth too much cash, you know? That's a problem. I honestly wish the Porsche market wasn't as hot that still was a $30,000 car, because then I'd be kicking around in it, wouldn't worry about it. And if the motor rebuilds were $5,000, no big deal. But now, since they're so expensive, it's a big undertaking. It's not for everyone. I gotta be careful with it. So
that wide body thing's not for everyone. We've got Connie questions here about what color am I going to paint Connie? Man,
that is the internet age-old question going on these days here.
That is a toughie, and
Dave has not decided yet.
I have narrowed it down to 4 colors, but actually 4 shades of the same color. And I'm not really ready to reveal that yet, because I think it'll be more fun to kind of like show you guys.
Yeah, I think
some paint samples, and then maybe hold it up against the car, and then we'll show you that whole process once we're ready to do that. But we're not quite there yet. We're waiting on our buddy Luke up the road at 242 Customs, who's going to paint the car. He's backed up, so I'm just waiting for him to spray me some samples, and then we'll start to maybe shoot season 3 of Connie Celica. April, maybe.
We'll see. We'll see.
It's coming soon, but.
I think I'm saying that Andreas there says, wasn't it narrowed down to 2 before?
It was. It was down to white and silver, so it's been narrowed down to 1 now. But I'm not going to tell you if it's white or silver. But it's one of those 2.
Yes, Dave did get a new fuel cap.
I did get a new fuel cap. As a matter of fact, I'll go get that right now.
All right.
Yeah.
Would you ever help with a few final touches on a build? You know what? We get a ton of questions on whether we'll build people's cars, or, hey, here, have my car for a year, you can fix it and whatnot. And the honest answer is, well, A, it requires a ton of money and time, which we want to invest into our own cars. And B, insurance-wise, it's actually not a good thing for us to be working on other people's cars, because we're not a true mechanic shop. And in order for us to do so, we'd be putting a lot of liability. If we gave you a car back and you crashed in it, that would ultimately fall on us. So sadly, no, we will just continue to build our own vehicles for now. Plans for a rotary project this year. Well, funny you may ask that. There may be some foreshadowing in that question, because we definitely are considering a rotary build. We want to get an RX-7 FD really badly. We've got a couple cars that we're looking at right now, but you know, maybe it'll happen. Who knows? I'm always looking for cars anyways, whether it's an FD or an S15. I really want an S15. Actually, maybe now that we have a lot of you live, here's a great question, or actually a proposal and maybe a call out for some help. I want to buy a Ferrari. All these guys on the internet right now are building a Ferrari, okay?
This is news to everybody.
I want to buy a flood damaged Ferrari, a somewhat minimally crashed Ferrari. I don't want to get into bodywork aspect of it like all the other YouTubers do. I want to buy one that has drivetrain problems, or, you know, has been already fixed. That's a salvage car, or has been
an engine swap coming, everybody
beat up or something. A cheap Ferrari, a very, very cheap Ferrari, and I want to swap it with something cool like maybe a K motor.
K swap.
So if any of you guys out there know somebody selling a 355, a 348 Magnum PI car, anything mid-engine,
man. If we get a Magnum PI car, I'm going to shave the beard and just have the Magnum PI stash.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Actually, maybe even a Maranello. But, I mean, I think those cars are crazy money.
Yeah, we need something cheap.
We're
Ferrari.
not...
Is there such thing as a cheap Ferrari? I don't know. Maybe
we'll take the funds from the S2000 and buy that Ferrari, maybe. So if you guys have that out there, then, man...
TJ Hunt minus the dickheads. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah.
We'll try our best. Anyway, it's a cool idea. I think it'd be really neat.
Think how cool it would be if you built one of
those
those
in 308, because they're so slow. Like those cars are slow with the factory V8. So actually putting a K in it, it would rip way better. the sound would like short circuit people's
I mean,
brains. It'd be a pretty.
And then
cool
how
project.
cool would it be to take it to a racetrack and like beat up on some Ferraris or
with a Honda motor in it?
Challenge some other guys out there.
Yeah,
Why not? How cool, right?
Get K-Tune in there, get Brian from Hassport in there. We'd have a lot of fun for
exactly. So if you guys, any of you guys have some connections and have some Ferraris kicking around,
let us
for cheap,
one of your Ferraris,
let us
please.
know
So
by all means.
here, back to the Celica gas cap, everyone. This is a new old stock Toyota Celica gas cap that I bought out of Denmark. It was on eBay, and these gas caps are crazy expensive. You can find one right now on eBay for $700, but I got this one from Bjorn in Denmark for, I think it was about $250, something around there. So still stupid money for a gas cap, but it's actually really nice. It's really heavy duty. It weighs like, I don't know, it's a good weapon. Like I could bust PT up pretty good with this right now. So it's got this cool, like this is called an Aero style cap.
It's really legit.
It's got this
is like back in the day
flap on it that opens up to, got the keyhole flap. Like, look at this thing, man. That is pretty sweet. So I got a bunch of other cool stuff for Connie that you'll see in season 3 as well. So it's going to be good. Connie will be a functioning, painted, I think finished car this year. God, it better be finished this year. I might have to kill myself. Like,
we'll make it happen. Don't worry, DP.
And then I want to take it on an epic road trip. I want to go to like Deals Gap, Tail of the Dragon.
Yeah. And maybe we can organize an event like that. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, speaking of events, people are asking if we're doing any more lapping days. And yes, we're going to do 2 lapping days this year. One's July 14th at TMP, and that is a Subaru day that Enviado's organizing that we're going to like piggyback on. I think it's meant to be like Subaru specific, but I think anyone could come out. So I don't think it's going to be like, no, you can't come with your Evo or anything else, but they're going to try to make it like a big Subaru day. And then the end of September, I want to say September 30th, but we'll post an official date later, but we will have one at the end of September as well, which will be our own day. Everyone's invited. We'll take you for rides in our cars. We'll go give you a little like coaching if we can and we have time, especially for our top Patreon people. That's one of our kind of like bonuses for our top Patreon people, is that we try to give you as much one-on-one time at those events as we can. So little driver coaching in our car and your car or whatever you want. So, but yeah, come on out. We sell our swag there as well, and just have a good time. And
it is a good time.
We'll try to shoot a video this year and actually.
Wow.
It's hard. It's hard to shoot a video while you're having that much fun.
It is.
Interacting with people. So
Sean Donald said, thanks for the plug there on the cheap Ferrari equals barbecue course. Also, shout out to you for being a part of you're a 5-month member on the YouTube. I guess it's the paid membership program.
Yeah, Sean,
thanks,
you're
Sean.
You're a brave man. You're supporting us in multiple ways. So thank you very much.
Thank you for that.
Speaking of special attention at our next lapping day, Sean gets all the rides he wants.
Exactly. Wow. Somebody said a Fiero with a cheap body kit. K-swap that up. Yes and no.
Yeah. Although Fieros are kind of cool.
I mean, I guess
to be honest, I don't know. I'd almost want to just keep it a Fiero.
That would be an ultimate troll. That would be a super troll, I guess.
That would be pretty cool.
Oh, Sweetie loves you. Please do a Volvo or Saab. True story. I'm a huge old Volvo brick fan. I've always wanted to buy a wagon and do something really cool. Put a 2J,
like a 240 brick wagon with a 2J in it. For drag week?
Oh yeah. Well, see, I want the 740 wagons. I like the bigger wagons.
Oh
actually. Yeah.
See, I grew up with the 240.
Yeah.
We had a safety orange 240 wagon as a kid.
Oh wow, so you did?
Yeah, man, with the brown vinyl interior. It was mint.
2020 Supra 2JZ swap. Well, that would be pretty cool. I mean, if you can convince Toyota to give us one of those, then for sure. Otherwise, spending $60,000 and cutting one up.
It's a tough call for sure.
Not on the Speed Academy budget yet.
I think in Europe and in Japan, they're going to have a 4-cylinder version of that car that you can apparently drop a 2J into really easily. But in North America, we're only getting the straight 6 version of that car. But I mean, people will still do it. It'll happen. You'll see when it's SEMA this year.
Yeah.
There'll be 2J swaps.
And we're hoping to have some super content very soon. Sure. We're going to try to get one, go for a test drive, kind of do a brief overview of it, what our thoughts are. So as soon as it's out, we're going to borrow one from Toyota Canada and make it happen. Yeah, we're excited to try that car out. I think it's been interesting watching that whole launch and how controversial it's been about the whole BMW technology side of it. But we're stoked. I think it's an awesome looking car, and everyone tells me it drives incredibly well. So we're
I know I'm stoked to.
I'm sure it'll be an
try.
awesome car.
Yeah,
It
for
just
sure.
there's a lot of that whole
Yeah.
2J stuff. So
Have you guys considered recreating the onion car from Shrek? I don't know, but sometimes people do compare me to Donkey from Shrek, so I don't know. Maybe it's the teeth.
would you like to test drive my RB20 S13? Of course we would, especially if we could take it out on the racetrack.
Yes, man. Ignited Garage. Oh, that's we were just chatting last night. Why am I blanking on your name? But yes, bring it out. You live near Shannonville, but bring it to TMP. Oh man. Joe Ferguson just texted me Rotary Ferrari.
Oh, a rotary Ferrari.
Rotary 308. Oh, that's a good idea.
That would be kind of next level.
Oh, that would be next level.
That would be next level. Well,
Joe Ferguson
we may
is
have
our,
to
engine building, rotary engine builder.
Yeah,
so
if
Joe's into
if
it,
Joe's got a motor
if
for
he's
us and
building
he's
the
got
motor,
a
I
turbo,
think we're
then
doing it.
I don't know. I mean, the mid-engine cars already have heat issues.
Mhm.
I can't imagine putting a rotary in there and trying to like dissipate the heat from that. I feel like that would be a car that would just like blow up instantly. But
Yeah, but it would.
I like the
be
K motor idea
spectacular
better.
until then.
But I think that it's way cooler to put a rotary in it for sure, 100%.
3-rotor Ferrari, even better. What's the most fun car to drive in your shop?
The most fun car.
The most fun car.
I'd say, I mean, the FRS is pretty
It's amazing.
damn
Yeah,
fun.
it's great.
I
The
mean,
S2000 is a hoot too.
in a straight line, my Porsche's, I think, pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it just depends on your definition of fun, obviously. But as a track car goes, it's kind of split between the FRS and the S2000 right now. But we have some cool stuff coming this year that will definitely shake things up around here. So
K-swap a Supra. Well, that would be kind of cool too.
it would.
I've been,
Like get a non-turbo Supra, Mark IV Supra,
yeah, well,
or do you think he's talking new Supra?
I think he's talking a MK4.
Classic?
Yeah, that's the one I would, if anything, I would swap that.
Yeah.
But it's still, that's a tough one. It's the same thing. I've got that E39 wagon, and like putting a K motor would be cool.
Such a
But
big,
it's
heavy
such
car, though.
exactly that's the
You need
problem.
power in that
So
car.
I feel like you need torque.
That thing needs a 2J for sure.
So it does need a 2J. It's
Yeah.
kind of the same thing with the Supra. It is a heavy car, and putting
Yeah.
a K motor into
You
it,
know
I think
what? A
would
K motor
lack-
would be great in an earlier Supra, like a Mark II Supra.
Yeah. Yep.
Like I love those wedge-shaped 80s
Mhm.
Celica Supras.
Yeah.
That with a K motor in it would be pretty killer.
Yeah, it would be.
Although, man, a 1J or 2J in that chassis
I know.
would be awesome too. So
I know.
that's actually kind of my next fantasy Toyota build after Connie would be to build one of those Mark II Supras. I guess it's technically a Mark II Supra. Love that chassis.
The K swap,
Just
Ah.
that 80s wedge of cheese. It would
Yeah.
be pretty cool.
FRS or S2K. Holy smokes, we've been
Man.
asked this a lot, but quickly, if you had to pick one,
Man, it's so hard.
quicker.
I'll say S2000 only because it's a bit more challenging as a
Yeah,
driver.
yeah.
It's edgier.
Yeah.
It wants to kill you a little bit
Mhm.
more. Like the FRS is so forgiving. It's so
Yeah.
easy to drive at the limit, where the S2000 kind of just checks your man card a little bit
Yep.
more. So
And I'd say S2000 too, just because the motor,
motor,
the
the tranny.
gearbox, it's just so
Yeah.
much better. But from a
Yeah.
practicality standpoint, FRS all day long. When are we going to see some American V8 power?
yeah, good question. We
good
got
question.
an
We-
LS3 sitting in
Yeah,
the corner.
yeah. We've thought about doing domestic cars, but there's already so many YouTube channels out there that cover that off so well that,
Cletus,
yeah, we've been kind of struggling trying to jump on that. So
we need to do a V8 swap at some point. We just need the right chassis for it and the right
Yeah,
reason to do it.
yeah.
But it's definitely on our
maybe
radar.
one of these.
Yeah, yeah, true.
46 M3.
Yeah, or an E36 or an E30.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
would all be cool with these.
Or maybe into my E28. Is there more E28 content coming with my BMW? No, not really. Nothing yet. I think that car is
collecting dust at the
well.
moment.
It's winterized right now, but
Mhm.
come springtime, I'm just gonna drive it because I didn't get to enjoy it too much in the fall. So
Yeah,
that's gonna
all that work.
happen.
Are we planning to travel internationally to some stuff like
Ah.
what did he have here?
Well, I would love to go Nürburgring.
Yeah,
Goodness gracious, I would love
World
to go
Time
to
Attack, Nürburgring, Goodwood
any of those
Festival.
places. The
All
reality,
awesome events.
the reality of what we do here is
Mhm.
we are at the shop almost 4 out of 5 days, and then there's one day usually
Editing.
spent editing
Emailing
and then emailing and trying to do that. There's a
Yeah.
lot of logistics behind the scenes that goes on in terms of building these cars and whatnot, and that makes it difficult to
It does.
travel. So especially in the wintertime, because our bank doesn't build up. We don't go to the racetrack a lot.
It doesn't
so
mean
it's
our
kinda
bank account. He means our video bank.
yeah, yeah. The bank account is always hurting, but anyways, it's just hard to get ahead and it makes it difficult to travel. And right now, especially with this kind of build, it was just like so labor intensive, so much going on. Kind of very S2000-esque. We took a crappy car, tore it down. We're still working on it. We're getting ready to do the subframe and whatnot. So it's a lot of work, right?
It is. By the way, everyone, our flags in the background here. If you are from another country, send us some flags and we'll throw them up there. Sweden, Great Britain, Brazil, Portugal, whatever. Send us some flags. We'll be like Alex Steele, the blacksmith. Yes, nothing but flags.
We're gonna cover the whole wall. Yeah,
we're going international.
You know, that took a lot of work to get them up there. And just for the record, I know you're supposed to hang the flags like equally side by side. Like doing that is a no-no.
Well, one above the other.
Flags, one above the other.
Implying that one country is above another.
But you see in this video right now, you get to see both flags, and that was the reason I stacked them like that, is because when we're shooting video, that's kind of the cutoff point where we're shooting a lot of the video, and that means both flags are present. So I'd rather have both flags than have one flag and get the comments like, "Oh, where's our flag?" So,
oh my God.
Anyways,
Ignited Garage, come to Shannonville and see the Viper V10 S2000.
Oh, geez, I've heard of that one. I've seen crazy photos of that thing. That would be amazing. Bring it to TMP. We will definitely drive it.
Who's this right here?
Oh, my wife. Hey. Hello, Alexis. Yes, Canada is #1. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, that's funny.
I love you very much. I'll be home for dinner. Are you excited for the new Toyota Supra? We already talked about that. Yes, we are. It'll be pretty awesome. Very much so.
I wonder if Bad Obsession watches Speed Academy. I chat with the Bad Obsession guys pretty often, and I know that Richard does watch our stuff. So not sure if Nick does. Nick's usually too busy, like being a mad scientist and fabricating things and doing, you know, crazy, amazing things with steel. But Richard does more of their editing, and I think he spends a little bit more time in front of the computer. So I know Richard watches. So yeah, we love Bad Obsession. That Binky build is mind blowing, and we hope they finish it before I die of old age. And if they do, then maybe we'll go visit them sometime. I keep getting invited over to the UK. So speaking of traveling, the guys at RSR Nürburg are friends of mine. They run a YouTube channel called One Lap Heroes. If you're into Miatas, they have some awesome Miata content on that channel, and they keep inviting us over there to do some driving on the ring with them. They're all instructors at RSR Nürburg. So again, it's like, man, it's such an amazing offer. I would love to go over there. And like the Nürburgring is literally the greatest place in the world.
I know it is.
But finding the time to do it is a real challenge.
Tell me about it.
And if we go over there, they want us to like K-swap their cars.
Of course.
That turns into something else.
Pete, tell us about the CT200H F-Sport package.
Oh, there's a good story here, everyone. Well, I'm going to make him tell the real story.
That story's too long. That story's way too long. But I love the Lexus. I think it's a fantastic car, the CT200H. Hybrid, phenomenal daily driver, great gas mileage, feels sporty. Sport mode is great. F-Sport is the one to go for if you could spend it. In a nutshell, Dave's been driving it right now. I've had his truck, so it's awesome. It's great. Yeah. The blind spots. My wife doesn't like the blind spots.
It may actually turn into my wife's car the way things are going, and she's happy about that. So, Ali, thank you. Tell Peter just to give it to me, and my wife will drive it.
All right. Did you guys do the auto show? No, we're too busy making videos.
Yeah. I would have liked to have seen some of the, like the Supra, for example, I would have liked to see in person, but we'll see it soon enough.
What would be your dream engine to work on? Oh, man. You know what? I have a hankering for one of those E60 M5 V10 engines.
Oh, wow.
I know they're apparently they're cumbersome and whatnot, but I would love to work on that engine, build one to be like reliable, and then just haul ass in like an E34 M5. I would swap it into there. I think that motor sounds like an F1 engine.
The correct answer is a 3-rotor, or better yet, a 4-rotor. Oh, I want to put a 3-rotor in. I want my RX-8 back. Joe Ferguson, if you're still here, I want my RX-8 back, and I want to put a 3-rotor in.
No, you don't. No, you want to put that in
horsepower,
a cooler chassis than
11,000 RPM. Oh, man, the RX-8 chassis, he's not a huge fan, but that car made so much grip, had great brakes from the factory, handles awesome. It's still, to this day, one of the best handling cars I've ever tried. It just was a great chassis in need of a great motor, and it just doesn't look well with the Mazda Speed body kit on it.
I know the Mazda Speed body kit is good, but like the weird door on the side, like what kind of sports car is that? Right? Come on,
I'm a fan. 3-rotor RX-8. That's the correct answer.
Paul's got it. S65 and reliable. Those are two same words in the sentence. You can't use that. Yeah, you're right, Paul.
Any more race series coming up like Targa or Ontario 1500? Man, Maurice, I wish that was on our calendar this year. I don't think it is, but we hope to go to Grid Life this year. The Midwest Festival is amazing. I'd love to go down to Grid Life Atlanta too, although that's a big haul for us. But I think at the very least we'll try to hit midlife or grid life Midwest up. I'd love to do another week-long race event though, but probably not this year.
No. This is an interesting one. Do you go on eBay? Everything's moving too quick. It said, do you go on eBay to watch
on cars
and click on watch on cars you wish you could get?
Mm-hmm.
I have Bring a Trailer for that.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been to that site, it is a phenomenal website. It's pretty much like enthusiast listing cool and rare cars. They definitely go for premiums, but it's a fantastic way to dream and see what the car market is and see if you'll ever be able to afford something. So
yeah, I do a little of that on like Kijiji. I kick around on there looking at stuff that I'd like to buy, but I know I shouldn't. 1J ZRX8, good idea.
Oh, swap a Toyota V12 into an MK3 Supra.
Oof.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Those are from Japan only, right?
The V12s?
Yeah, the V12s, the Toyota V12s.
I didn't even know they made it.
Yeah, I think they came in the Crowns.
Really?
Yeah.
News to me, man. Wow.
That might be obscure
cool,
knowledge.
Yeah,
that would be a pretty cool.
I mean, it sounds questionable in terms of like, what are you getting for this V12 other than cool V12 sounds? But I don't know.
Now there's a good idea. Put an S65 V10 into an RX-7.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. That would be pretty cool.
That's the motor B for Bill put in his car.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of been done now, I guess. But
well, and he built a whole tube frame. We'd be doing something different.
Yeah,
but
fair.
Did you get a chance to dyno your 930 in the Homeland? No, I didn't, Kevin. And I don't know if I would. I mean, really, the car's already fast enough. It was actually detuned. Like it made 490 on the Dynapack in Arizona, and we turned it down. If we turned it up, we turned it down to like I think 430-ish because it was already so fast, and I just wanted to make sure to keep it reliable. So the big issue is when you have a car tuned down in the U.S. Like when I was living in California as well, and I brought my cars back after the magazine days, they didn't run exceptionally well. Tony's tune in Arizona was phenomenal. The car runs really great here, so I'm excited with in that sense. But at the same time, I mean, I could take it to Sasha, have him kind of touch it up a bit, but really, I don't need to. I think it's a great running car, so I'm going to leave it as is for now, right?
What we do need to do though is some roll races in that car
Yeah,
versus
I think
Dano's
so. Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
So maybe I can talk you guys into that this summer. Rotary 911, I like your thinking.
Yeah,
we have a theme here. These guys like rotaries.
Yeah,
it's encouraging.
Any updates on the E39? It's sadly collecting dust still. I'd really like to get that project off the ground, but we just have so many other ones going. Yeah. So I might, if I can convince NV Auto to start working on their channel to create some content, maybe they'll put the 2J swap in there.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
How did the BMW heater work out? And Connie, James, haven't installed it yet.
We got to make sure we put that on the list.
Yeah, that'll go in after we paint it.
Yeah.
I want to put some sound deadening and heat barrier in the car. I'm going to put some carpet in it. I'm going to make it a little bit more street worthy. Originally, it was kind of like a gutted track car, but we got enough of those already. So I want to make Connie a nicer driver. But that heater will go in at that point. So you'll see that in season 3 at some point. The Tundra, any plans this year? Tow stuff to the racetrack?
Yeah. That's about your Tundra update. What you're going to get? Maybe
I'd love
to
put that Magnuson supercharger on it, but
even then, I'm kind of like, why?
Why exactly?
Yeah.
It does the job so well. So it looks kind of perfect with those fender flares and the TEs. Like, what else does that thing need?
Exactly.
So
I get compliments everywhere.
Just doing work. Tundra is just going to do work.
Friend just purchased a 2011 R3 RX-8, which I think is the best one. Actually, that is the facelifted look. What has he got himself into?
Well, it depends on the mileage. Those motors at 100,000 kilometers tend to expire. The side seals get cooked in that motor because of the way the exhaust ports are routed through the irons. It's a specific problem of the Renesys motors. And generally, they just lose compression, so they get to be harder to start, and they lose power. So they'll continue to run, but they'll run into like flooding problems, cold start problems, and loss of power problems, and it just needs a refresh at that point. Which either means getting like a Remand engine from Mazda, which are actually surprisingly affordable. I think they're like $2,500, or just replacing the side seals with a refresh. But awesome car. Love the R3's, fascia and style.
Yeah,
lots of nice updates on the R3 overall. And as long as it's been well maintained and hasn't been thrashed too hard and hasn't seen a lot of heat in the side seals, like if that thing's just been cruising around town, it could run another 100,000 kilometers, no problem. It just depends on how it's been treated. Rotary Renaissance
Yeah,
ownership
right.
requires a certain
That's
amount
right.
of attention. So
Exactly.
anyway, great car. I want one. He doesn't.
No.
Yeah.
What I do want is a Ford Barra motor. That's
I
right.
know.
4.0 from Aussieland. That would be very cool.
That would
I
be
would
sick.
love that. The question is, though, with the availability of parts and whatnot, the 2J just seems like the better answer, right?
I think so.
You know,
And if-
I mean, it would be cool to be a unique swap for sure, but at
Yeah.
the same time, I'm
the
like,
displacement is nice too. A 4-liter motor. I mean, that it's hard to compete with that level of displacement with a 2J. Although I mean, 2Js make so much power. I guess it's kind of irrelevant. But actually, speaking of Barras versus 2Js, Motive DVDs channel has a really good comparison they just published in the last week or two, like measuring the blocks, the bore, like the thickness in the walls of the block, and the actual hardness of the block materials and stuff. And the Barra tests well, although the 2J still tests stronger and lighter. So 2J is still a pretty compelling motor, I think.
Josh asks, best beginner track car, Miata or EG Civic?
It just depends if you want front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. I think they're both phenomenal starter cars. They're both lightweight, easy on consumables, you know, easy to set up, tons of aftermarket. So I think it's just like,
I go Civic.
I mean, Civics are so well proven and reliable, but I mean, Miatas are bulletproof.
I know,
too.
but here's my push on the Civic. The motor swappable. So with the Miata, like you really don't have that many great options to make
V8s, V6s, K-swaps.
No.
They're harder. They're more advanced swaps.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting at. Whereas like a K-swap is such
easy.
a proven thing, and they're so cheap. Like you can buy K-swap Civics for so cheap.
Yeah, but dude, rear-wheel drive's so much fun.
100%. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Let's be honest. I love front-wheel drive. I started racing on front-wheel drive. I raced front-wheel drive for 10 years before I realized how cool rear-wheel drive was. And now I find rear-wheel drive more engaging because it allows you to steer the rear of the car with the throttle.
Yeah.
So it opens up possibilities that front-wheel drive cars don't have because you have to drive them a specific way. But
100%.
They're both super fun. So.
Yeah. Oh, this is a great one. Mitsubishi Evo or Subaru Impreza? Well, DP, what do you say? Evo versus STI.
I mean, everyone knows the right answer is Evo, but I love the silly sound of a boxer motor.
Yeah.
And I, for some reason, just like the styling of Subarus a little more.
Wow, really?
But having driven like an Evo 9 MR, wow, that car is like it's like the Integra Type R equivalent in the all-wheel drive world.
Good stock.
It's so good. It's like razor sharp. The turn-in's amazing. But they feel cheap. I find the Subarus feel a little more quality inside.
For sure.
I don't know. I love both of them, but I know I'm making the wrong choice from a reliability standpoint, but I think I'd go STI. And you would obviously go Evo because he's had a few Evos.
I think the
10s
Evo 8 or 9 are phenomenal cars, and then the Evo 10 actually, it's such a sleeper vehicle. It doesn't necessarily have the clout of the 9s, but the 4B11, great motor, easy with bolt-ons. You can make like 350 all day long. It has that upscale interior, and I'm not saying it's good interior, but it's better than the old stuff. So I still love that. I owned that car in my magazine days for about 2.5 years, drove the piss out of it, and it was fantastic. So
I hear this guy named Tommy had a great Evo model, the Tommy Mackinnon edition. Yeah. An Evo 5.
Oh, man.
Oh, dude.
Sign me up, please. A left-hand drive one,
we'll
too.
Take two
which
of
are
those.
like uber rare.
Those have got to be worth big bucks.
Oh, they are. I think so. If I could only, I think I would park one of those.
Yeah, no doubt.
In the garage for sure.
For sure. And I guess a 22B would be like the equivalent in the Subaru world as far as a collectible Impreza.
Probably.
A legit 22B.
Like those are,
they're maybe worth even more than a Tommy Mackinnon. I don't know, but both super cool
Good
cars.
question. We're not
take one of
collectors,
each.
so,
I'll take the 22B. He can take the Tommy
Waffles
Mackinnon.
or pancakes? Well, Eric, good question.
I'm a waffles guy.
Yeah, I don't like either, but if I had to choose,
are too cakey.
I'd probably go with pancakes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's a cakey guy. I like my waffles. They're fluffier. This is ND2 versus S2K. The ND,
for those that don't know what an
ND2 is the new Miata. It's like the current generation of the MX-5 Miata. And on lap times, a stock ND2 versus a stock S2000 would be very, very similar at TMP, our local track here at Toronto Motorsports Park. I've done 125s in stock NDs, and I've done 125s in stock S2000s. So head-to-head, they're surprisingly close, even though there's a big power differential, but obviously the Miata is much lighter. Both super fun to drive. I'll still take the S2000 because of the revs and the gearbox and the way that car really challenges you as a driver. The Miata is a lot easier to drive at the limit. It also has a lot more body roll, so it feels less responsive somehow. It doesn't have that really sharp transient response. But both great cars. I'd love to build an ND2 someday. I think they look pretty awesome when you
Yeah, me
lower
too.
them. And,
I think so too.
yeah.
How do you all find these old rust-free Jap German cars in Canada? Well, we don't. This one isn't exactly rust-free.
She's pretty rusty, yeah.
I mean, the Miata, I searched for solid 6 months on that one. I'd given up. That's why we made that video, because I thought we were going to the US to get a rust-free one, and then this thing came up, and I mean, it's clean-ish, but it's still got rust. Like this car, actually, I shouldn't bag on it too much. It's got a lot of cosmetic rust, but you still struggle with it. It's hard to find them here. Like cars 2 years old here are rusting. So I mean, when you get into the old stuff that we're buying,
that's why that 350Z out of Arizona was such a great find for us.
So good. Yeah. Shout out to Xander for that.
Yeah,
that car is still one of the most generous.
It really was a
purchase.
Gift.
Yes, a gift for sure.
I think Xander's going to come up this summer.
Yeah, Xander for sure. That's what he was saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Stay tuned for that. Ben says you better hurry up, Pete. You're going to be late for dinner.
My wife's watching this, Ben. Come on. How would you build a new CTR if you could? Well, good question.
Man, I was just chatting with our buddy Cavill from Make It Shine about the CTR and how guys are making 500 wheel on those motors now.
What? Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Stock block?
Stock block, 500 wheel.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing. I think 4-piston has been playing around with them a bunch too and are making some just stunning power, as you'd expect from a place like 4-piston. But man, what do you do with the new CTR? I mean, they're so good already. But just
coilovers, wheels, tires. I'd go downpipe, exhaust. I don't even upgrade it to intercooler. Just do kind of the bolt-on stuff. I mean, that'll really
without
help
ruining
that car.
It. Like, that's the thing. You got to choose wisely because that's
why to me, when you do the bolt-on stuff, like you don't necessarily, if you replace the turbo and you start making this big power, you move the rev range up. It's the same thing with the Evo 10. Like I love the Evo 10 in stock turbo form at like its max power level. Otherwise, like you get more lag, you get more top end, but you get rid of a lot of that response that you need on the racetrack.
Yeah, but half the fun is ruining cars and learning the hard way that,
a lot of people that went down that slope and then regret it.
We've done it 100 times now.
Yeah.
What do you like best?
Civic Hatch or
Integra? I guess you mean DC2 Integra?
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough call. I've had both. You've had a DC2 as well.
Yep. I just think the Integra is a longer wheelbase, so it's
it's actually a shorter wheelbase than a Civic Coupe.
Well, but fair enough on that. I think the question was with the hatch, though.
The hatch, it is. I think a slightly longer wheelbase than the hatch, although they're very similar. Like, I think that the big advantage of the DC2 is actually its body shape is more aerodynamic and it's easier to mount a rear wing on it. But the Civic hatches are a little lighter. So, like for autocross, I would maybe go for the hatch for lightness, but for road course stuff, I'd go for the Integra for the aero advantage that it has. Both cars that we should have. Because that was the Honda era, wasn't it? 90s, early 2000s.
A wideband versus EGT on the track. Wideband all day.
Yeah, EGT is kind of old school.
Yeah, it is super old school now, with widebands being as affordable and good they are. I think the only reason EGTs were great back in the day is you didn't have the availability of widebands as much as you do now, right? And I mean, there's still good
a place for them, no question.
Yeah, purpose to use them, but I'd go EGT all day long.
No, you'd go wideband all day long.
Oh, see, my brain. I'm trying to read and talk, which is
Rotary guys, though. EGTs are really diagnostic of some tuning issues. So, Rotary guys, you might want to think about the EGT thing.
Here's a good. Less talk, more delicious. Are there gardens in Canada with all the cold winters there? Well, we do. I plan to have a garden actually in the springtime, but you have like 2-3 months of growing season and then it's gone. So
yeah, but our growing season's intense. My mom had a tomato garden in the summer, and we used to have so many tomatoes that we'd have to give them away to all the neighbors. So we do have a garden season. It's just like our track season. It's shorter than we would want it to be. Build the S2000. See, Pete, the people don't want you to sell the S2000.
How do you guys feel about wagons such as the 3218 XI wagon and the CLS shooting brake? Come on.
All real car guys love wagons. Let's be honest.
Oh, man. I have like dreams of building wagons. Yes. Mercedes wagons.
All the
Volvo wagons. BMW wagons. I have a wagon.
We all
with a 2J plan.
AMG wagons as go fast dad machines for sure. CRX, yes, please. Second gen CRX SI with a K20 deal. I'll take it.
Would you guys build a 370Z for track purposes? They don't seem to get much love.
We don't see them at the track much, do we?
Yeah,
that's an interesting car. Like we spent a week in one in Germany actually, and that car was fantastic. It ran like a champ the whole week, and it was the automatic. Which when we first got it, it was a press car, and we were going, oh, automatic. But the automatic was really good.
Yeah.
That I think would make a great track car, not with the automatic, but the chassis.
I think they just have heat issues, so you really got to go
Apparently
into,
they did,
you know, like what we did with the C coolers, get all that stuff. Like even I know the Nismo version had a diff cooler in the rear, so you might want to look into that stuff. But
cool car though, I'd love to build
definitely
one someday.
very much so. R34 Z-Tune or Veilside Supra? Oh man, I mean, it's an R34 Z-Tune all day.
Choose your Supra.
The Veilside Supra, you can't even compare those almost, because the Veilside Supra is kind of like aftermarket and
kind of a crazy body kit on it. Yeah. But
here's my thing. I want to know in 15 to 20 years, will those cars be worth like a fortune, or are people going to want those cars because they were so weird and oddball? You know, it's like if some of you guys
stock version.
Yeah. Like think of, if you know this brand called Abflug, ABFLUG. They created some of the craziest body kits. If you haven't heard of them, definitely check them out. Those were insane. I'm wondering, like, in the future, will those be worth some cash? So,
any plans to work with other YouTube channels in the future? Yeah, for sure. We have plans,
especially with our Miata.
The Miata, that's right. The Miata, we're going to invite all kinds of YouTubers out to drive the Miata in various head-to-head battles. So we want to get all the YouTubers out for that. And I think the Gears and Gasoline guys are planning to come up for a visit.
Hopefully. And go to Chris Fix's channel. He has that Del Sol that he bought that I think he's putting a cheap eBay turbo kit on. We want to go swap a motor down there and maybe put in like a cool B series and then turbo it so we can make some more power. I think that would be pretty cool.
I haven't done a B
cool little collab with Chris Fix. So
yeah, and I think there'll be lots of other opportunities to collab with local YouTubers like the DeBoss guys. I'd like to have another go in their Audi.
Yes.
The Quattro DeBaccio. And maybe the Dirty Midget if Stefan finishes the Dirty Midget. I mean, who doesn't want to go for a ride with a Dirty Midget? That's a winning combination. And some other great YouTubers in the area. Like there's Throttle House.
Yep.
There's what are the
Straight Pipe guys dudes, for sure. So yeah, we're going to invite all those guys
get them all
out
into the Miata if we can.
Yeah.
So
have a great battle. So Eric, could you tell my friend Hyundai Genesis coupes are not a good race-proven chassis? Well, I mean, they are.
You can't say that because Sasha Anise, our tuner from On Point Dyno, won the Canadian Touring Car Championship in a Hyundai Genesis.
Yes, that's right.
With the V6 motor. He ran it the year before with the 2-liter turbo motor. He didn't win the championship that year, but it was still competitive. So in the right hands, like a mad scientist like Sasha, it can be a great car. But as a starting point, it may not be as robust an option as something comparable like a 350Z.
Yeah, I mean, like that. But the price point, it's still a good chassis.
I don't think they're a bad option, to be honest.
DP, this one's for you. Nick asks, what do you think of Cletus McFarlane?
I love Cletus McFarlane. I watch his stuff.
I wish I watched more
as much as I can. Pete's too busy having a life, but when I put my my older boy to bed, we watch videos. He watches his videos and I watch mine, and I tend to watch Cletus every night because I just love me a big old Splash of America and how we don't have any V8 stuff around here in our shop. We have lots of V8 cars around, but we don't tend to play with V8 stuff much, and we don't drag race much. Yeah. So it's just kind of cool seeing that other world that I'm not that involved in. And I just think he's super entertaining. I love his attitude. I love the fact that they just go big and go hard and blow stuff up all the time. So yeah, love Cletus.
Heck yeah. Somebody asked a question. It's already gone. But about there it is. Atomic Override. Do you guys miss the mullet Mustang, and what did you not like about it? I mean, I miss it. Yeah, I think it was a really cool car that we built, and it handled exceptionally well.
It did handle way better than I ever thought it would, especially just after like that first set of mods where we did like wheels and tires, the Eibach coilovers and the Eibach sway bars. Just like that, boom, that car went like 123 or 124, and it was like on a pivot. It was handling super well, and we chased time really hard from there and didn't find that much more time. But in that initial like very simple setup, that car was so good, and I love the sound of that motor. Even though the 5-liter Coyote is obviously the better motor, as a cheap V8 powered track car, I think it's a really cool car.
What I didn't like about it so much was the driving position, the kind of like outwards look.
Very high,
everything was like high, and the nose was so long. So it kind of, I think they could have improved on that in that sense. But otherwise, cool car. I think for the money, they're pretty great. So
I do miss it. I'd like to build another American V8 car.
Have we ever owned a Galant VR4 driven one? I've owned back in my day.
Yeah.
I owned a ton of DSMs, so 1G, 2G, Eagle Talons. I never owned a VR4. I've always wanted one. I've driven them, fantastic cars, kind of like the brethren to the Evo,
It's a
a larger
Evo,
car,
really, or a
so
four-door.
but super cool. Just delete that all-wheel steering in the rear.
Yeah.
I would definitely get one if I could.
Yeah,
Very,
super
very,
rare. I don't
very
know the
cool
last time
cars.
I saw one. It's been ages since we've seen them around here.
Let's see what else we got. What oil filters do you guys
Tim
recommend?
Darracott from the UK. How you doing, Tim? Send us a story on your EP82. Need more Starlet in my life.
Oil filters. Well, I mean, the K&N ones we use, we like them. I think they're, after going on the factory tour, if you haven't watched that video, definitely check it out. You'll get a good idea of the quality control and the effort that they put into a lot of stuff. So K&N's great, but honestly, for the daily driver and whatnot, I'm going to say this, Fram. Like we just ordered a Fram filter for, I think my new daily driver, the VW Touareg, and inside of it, it was labeled, I think, Molly. So Fram, I think, buys a lot of their filters from good quality brands and just repackages them. So I could be wrong, but anyways, K&N for the win. Fram, if you're on a budget,
change your oil regularly.
Exactly, that's the big thing.
Get a filter that fits your budget.
Oh, NSX Project, they are super rare. Yeah, it would be nice.
Man,
it would be nice to have one of those. If we had bought one of those 3-4 years ago, heck yeah, we'd be case swapping one right now.
Yeah.
Which a lot of guys do, actually. So
definitely a dream car in my world.
Have you ever seen, and how do you feel about the four-door converted, or four-door Civics converted to hatches? I love those. I was actually thinking about doing one as a project car. Have you seen those before?
No.
So they take a coupe, a sedan, lop the back end off and put a hatch on it.
Oh, so it's
a four-door hatch. Yeah, it's kind of like what the new Civic Type R would be.
That's pretty cool.
Maybe we could do one of those, you know? Yeah,
well,
anyways.
We're not really body guys here, though.
No, I know. But I love them. I think they're super cool.
What about the whole all-wheel drive fad that's happening in the Honda Civic world right now?
Tell me why not?
Everyone wants all-wheel drive Civics right now. It's crazy.
They do. The old Wago van prices have like gone through the roof if you've got those drivetrains
stuff too, right?
So I would definitely want to do that. I mean, it would just be cool to take an all-wheel drive Civic on the racetrack and see how it compares to a front-wheel drive one.
Well, our buddy Luigi's converting his Integra time attack car to all-wheel drive, so maybe he'll let us.
It's just such a crazy. I want that street track car to see where it's like well-mannered. His car is like so crazy, but.
Tim, when are we doing some more skid racing next? Man, when the weather cooperates, that's when.
You guys have to understand, it is deep freeze here. Trust us, we are dying just working at the shop. I would love to be out there at the racetrack more often.
Yeah, well, we were at the racetrack a week or two ago,
and we froze our asses off,
to do some like winter track testing of tires and cars. So you guys may have seen our not a GT86, our Toyota 86 track test. And we'll have another track-based video for you. Maybe, is it tomorrow?
I don't know. Soon.
But as far as drifting goes, probably at least a month off, just depending on weather.
It just depends. If we get this car finished quick enough, we'll go down somewhere.
And it's Pete's turn to do some skid racing in this car.
So. I am super anxious with the top down in the middle of winter.
And when he's doing that, I'm just going to go out in the Z and just pile on the seat time and figure this drifting thing out.
Will there be any more toge battles? Yes.
Yes, for sure.
I've been kind of toying with the idea, if we can get TMP to just give us the track, have like a section where we would race and kind of have like a toge battle like that instead of doing the full laps. But I mean, essentially, we're doing toge battle. So come springtime, we're going to do the same stuff. We're going to do lots of lot of track battle stuff. So
with our own cars and with friends' cars, with variety of stuff. So you'll see lots of that this summer for sure.
Yep. And we hope to do more new car reviews on the racetrack. That's something I think we're trying to do more of. As some of you have noticed, our view rate is a little lower than normal. So we're trying to figure out
seems like new car reviews are popular on YouTube right now. So I think it might boost the channel a bit. We'll do track-based reviews only of new cars, and so it'll mostly be sports cars, performance cars. So
once a week kind of thing.
We're not going to review minivans, but we'll probably throw a bunch of new sports.
My dream is for that minivan track battle.
True, an Odyssey versus Sienna track battle, toge battle. That would be worthwhile.
That's going to happen. I'm going to make that happen this year. So. Are we going to be doing any grid life events this year? Man, we really hope to do the Gingerman one. The issue is we have obligations for the Turn 14 event, which is the week prior. So we usually take one of the project cars down there.
Mike Schwartz,
so we're going to try to come in afterwards and pack some cars up and head to grid life. That's our hope.
Mike Schwartz says, where did Dave get his lady glasses? Well, Mike Schwartz, that's the last time we invite you to Germany and the Nürburgring and the extracurricular activities I could tell the internet you involved yourself in. So just be careful about the lady glasses comments, pal, because I got stuff on you.
Hey, he needs them, you know, it helps
I'm old and blind. I got to be able to read.
How do you feel about smaller Econobox cars, i.e. the Yaris, Mazda 2, turned into Toge track cars? I think they can be pretty fun. Like I am a huge fan of the Honda Fit.
Yep.
Like that's a kind of car that you can drive.
K-swap a Fit. Man.
You can feel like you're driving very fast, but you're going slow.
Yeah.
So
even the Nissan Micra that I tried both the race car and the street car version of a couple of years ago, I thought the Micra was a hoot to drive on the street because it's just so light and small and nimble. You can stuff it in any parking lot you want. You can drive flat out everywhere and you don't get a speeding ticket. Like that's kind of fun. Like my first car was a Dodge Omni as a 16-year-old kid. It had like 40 horsepower or whatever. And I could drive that thing flat out everywhere and not get a speeding ticket. And that was just kind of fun to do that. So yeah, I love that kind of that small hatchback stuff.
There was do you guys have day jobs?
We publish 3 videos a week. Hard to have a day job.
Putting these motors together. No, this is our full-time gig.
It is.
This is what we do. This is where we make our little money.
Yes.
And that's it. We're trying hard. Trying really hard here. Do you guys think you will work with Moog from Mighty Car Mods?
Please.
Oh, geez. We would love to do a collab with Mighty Car Mods one day.
We need to do a TRD Laser Part 2 video. We've been watching Mighty Car Mods since the very beginning when we were running Modified Magazine, and it would be awesome to work with those guys someday. We're big fans.
Personally, I take a few smaller vids over a long series-based episode. Interesting. We've been thinking the opposite, where we'd like to stretch our videos out, therefore produce less videos during the week and have maybe 1 or 2 a week, but they're longer. So you can sit down and watch a 30 to 40 minute episode, more like what Motor Trend does with some of their shows. But I think the YouTube algorithm is against that. So we're going to, I think, continue chugging on here, doing 2 to 3 videos a week.
We're very bad at the YouTube algorithm game. So we'll probably continue to not do great at that, but we'll try. We'll try.
K-swap a Honda Beat. Well, that would be pretty cool.
That would be cool, yeah.
But
I don't know if that would even fit in that car.
Yeah, we'd have to mangle that thing up pretty good.
I actually do have a friend in Kitchener that has a Honda Beat, so we could have a look. But I've always liked the idea of having a Honda Beat, being kind of an old Honda fanboy. But I think I'd be a bit like Donkey Kong and a go-kart. Like it's such a small car, you'd kind of. I feel like it'd look a little out of place in that thing. But it'd be fun to track test one maybe.
Matt's asking about our thoughts on a quick jack. I love it.
It's awesome.
Honestly, it's a great tool.
It's a great tool.
We've been
take it to the track.
Obviously having this hoist has been great.
Yeah, the hoist is
a hoist, but for your home garage, a quick jack
as a home garage tool,
it's fantastic. You can crawl underneath it. It gives you just enough space where I find if you're on jack stands, it's usually like you're really tight. With that thing, it raises high enough where you can kind of slide in there with with a creeper. So it's pretty good in that sense.
It's a little pricey. Like it's a little over $1,000 here.
Yeah, it is, but
it's a really
getting a really good product.
I'm a fan for sure.
Yeah. I feel Camden says, I feel like people like lifestyle videos, and I say that with a grain of salt, but doing videos such as incremental shop updates or detailing of some of your personal cars. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem.
Sort of more vloggy style stuff.
We are kind of going against the grain, and I think it has certainly hurt us in terms of views because we don't do a lot of daily content. We don't do a lot of vloggy style content. So our channel is scattered, and I think that's somewhat the issue. Like me and Dave were talking about it today, and we have a lot of different projects. So the people that are interested in the BMW content don't necessarily watch our Honda content or our Subaru content or the Miata content. So it's tough for us because we want everybody to be watching our content that is subscribed and is interested in it, but we understand that, there's
there's going to be groups of people that gravitate to one builder or
Yeah.
another, and that's just the nature of the beast. So I don't know that there's a magical fix for that. Like daily vloggers, you kind of check in to watch what that person's doing every day, where with our channel, it's more like, what build are they working on, and am I interested in that build? So it's kind of like less about us and more about the cars, which we like, but maybe we're just old fuddy-duddies in that way.
Post in the comments, let us know.
Yeah,
We'd love to hear we'd love to hear your input. We're always looking for input. Any thoughts on hosting a Speed Academy shootout in the US? Well, I mean, if you guys remember back in the day, Dave and I both worked for Modified Magazine, and we used to have something called the Tuner Shootout, which was really awesome. I loved it. Every year we would gather some of the fastest cars, track cars out there, street cars, and pit them against each other, and dyno shootout. What else? Autocross, track. And I think we did quarter mile actually as well. Yeah, so it's kind of like a whole event, and it was fantastic. I'd love to do it again. It's just finding the sponsorship, it's a big job. It's a big job. It took a lot of effort organizing and whatnot, and the guys in Arizona were fantastic. Like they helped so much with it. So
it'd be cool to do that with those guys again someday. I don't know.
Maybe one day, you know, if we make that 1 million subscriber mark, and we've got that, TJ Hunt money. Then
we'll do our own version of Cletus and Cars, everybody.
There you go.
Maybe he was just asking if we were going to shoot like our track reviews in the States, and we did talk about maybe going to California and shooting some track reviews with guys on the West Coast. So that may be something we do in the future, but man, we've got so many builds going on here right now. It's kind of hard to really make time for other stuff, but we'll get on top of these builds someday.
All right, last question. We're at the hour mark. We got to wrap this. All right, let's see here.
Do a lemons race. Do you want to answer that one, or do we just keep moving? You're looking for something. We did a lemon race, actually. We did a chump car race in a Suzuki Swift with our buddy Kevin Stittle back in the day, and we may do another one. Actually, I might do a race in May at Daytona in the WRL World Racing League with a buddy of mine who has an Integra Type R. And when someone offers you a free seat in an Integra Type R at Daytona, you go. So
heck yeah!
If I disappear for a few days in May, Pete, you'll know where I am.
Advice for going to a track day for the first time.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Well, before we answer that, we should say we're going to have a video series. We're planning to do this in the spring and summertime, and that is shoot a full video series on like how to go to the racetrack for the first time, like what is a fast line, what is track etiquette, what is heel toe, just like a whole series outlining that stuff. So that is coming. As to answer your question, advice, do a little bit of research, like look at some videos.
I think I might have even written a story about that on speed.academy.
Yeah.
So if you go to speed.academy and search like track days or how to go racing, I think it's the story might have been called How to Go Racing. Have a look at that, and it kind of walks you through my progression from like autocrossing to time attack to road racing, and it'll kind of give you an idea of what's involved there. And I mean, as far as like going out to your first lapping day goes, I think it's like you can either do it in a more formal way where you sign up with like SCCA or NASA or BMW Car Club of America. They all have really good schools or HPDE programs, and they walk you through it in a very disciplined way with an in-car instructor, and it's very structured. So if you're somebody who like likes that idea of having structure and having an in-car instructor, then I would look at those programs. If you're more of a I just want to go out and have fun kind of guy, then like just find your local racetrack, give them a call, say, when do you have lapping days? They might send you to a link that shows you their calendar or like club calendars, and you can just sign up for one of those events. Bring a buddy out if you're like more comfortable with somebody. If you have a friend that's been before, bring them along, but ask questions in the paddock, and people like there's always veterans hanging around the track. Just ask them for some guidance, and those guys might even give you like, free ride in their car, some free driving tips. So just ask questions. I think that's.
And I was going to say, make sure you have good brakes and good tires.
Yeah. Brakes
key for car maintenance.
Brakes are the big one that catch people out.
Exactly. All right, guys.
Yeah, thanks so much for all the questions, guys.
Thank you.
Great chatting.
Thank you for this.
I think we'll have to do it again, Pete. We had enough people
yes,
here.
We did. We do appreciate all the support. Once again, if you guys feeling generous, by all means, throw us a couple bucks at Patreon or join the community. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah,
what's it called?
The join button or whatever.
The join button. Hit that one, and you can join. And I think it's like a $5 a month donation, and it certainly goes a long way to keeping us going here. So thank you all,
Yeah,
and
thanks,
we will
guys.
see you pretty soon.